What up, peeps? Here we are on a Sunday. We're gonna make this shit short and sweet because I know everybody want to watch that football game that's on right now, but we can't let down the people who do want to watch us and listen to what we got to say. But it's been a lot of things been going on, Mike. So what's been going on in your world?
Hey man, I just want to say what's up to everybody. How we doing? That's right. We back. We don't cut this short. Just like you said, we gonna keep hold you short. Not a whole lot, man. Just been spending more time with my family on the weekends. I got some things coming up this week. Well, this weekend we have some things coming up, man. Spend some good time. Next 2 weeks, I'll be in SoCal with my daughter. We're going to come big concerts and stuff. So, man, just working out, grinding. You know how we do it, man. And spending more time with my family on the weekends. But we got a champion in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Hey, went there.
The legend, the one and only, the legend, Robert Johnson.
That's me, baby.
Got back on stage after 5 years.
5 years, man. So I have to
go back to this is the pro circuit. This ain't this week. We talking IFBB pro. And he stepped back on stage, man, and he killed it like I knew he would, looking good. But
thanks, brother.
We want to just ask you, Robert, man, how did it feel, man, after 5 years, man, to step back on that stage?
Man, to be honest with you, it was just like riding a bike. Learn to ride a bike again, man. I felt good. Some things that did take place that was a little bit new to me. The amount of time that they give you backstage is a little bit shorter. Thank you, Cindy. For as awareness, it was a little bit shorter. So the way they work now is that because of all of the master classes, so we was mixed in with NPC, and pros are usually happen that way anyway. So you have NPC group go out, and then the masters come on. But what was different for me and it may have was that way before, but I don't recall having such a short time. Like it could have been the location that we was at. We was at a convention center, so I'm sure they didn't want to have too much stuff in there. Like there was zero wait. Thanks, Rich, my buddy, former. But yeah, man, there was not any equipment back there. Zero equipment back there.
I noticed that too. I think they're pushing it out. They're pushing these shows out. When they push them out, they're more bang, bang, bang. Well, before it would take a lot longer because they're getting you guys in and out. Some shows don't even have a night show. They just go right into everything and do it all in and there. So
I know for a fact with the smaller shows are doing that. But when they got pros, they need that break in between. But, there was no weights back there. That's what I was saying. And that, some people brought bands, some didn't bring bands. And, and the time that it used to, you'll go and they'll come back and they'll say something like, okay, first group out, next group in 20 minutes. And then the expediter come back and go, next group, 15 minutes, you got to go. Well, now they come back there and go, hey, guys, here's our meeting. This is how it's going. This is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, first group, 10 minutes. You're like, what? Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but I must say what is good about it, there's always something positive about it too, is that I always say when you're backstage, if you're not ready, you ain't going to be ready because you're pumping up a bunch. That ain't going to make you ready, right? No. So, and the last thing you want to do anyways backstage is to overpump. So, I'm just used to that. You see some type of dumbbells, you see some type of bars, you see something, but that didn't happen. And I know it was because of the convention center and the amount of people that was in it and stuff like that. So they wanted to keep everything pretty clean and low profile. But the show itself was ran really well. I felt like the promoter, this guy Ross, who ran the show, man, he was on point. He made sure everybody was aware of what was going on. Like I said, the only big thing to me was a time thing. And he did come back after the morning side and go, is it anything you guys want change? He said, yeah, give us a little bit more time. So they made adjustments for that. So they kind of worked with
that's a good promoter.
He was listening. So the amount of competitors, I was very impressed with the fact that there was enough competitors for them to actually give us money. I mean, I actually won money there, so that was kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
for coming in first. First place winners, you got money. So that was really cool. The other side of it was that the gear that they gave away was unbelievable. I mean, it was like full hoodies with IFBB Pro on it, all of this stuff on it. It was well ran and a lot of stuff that will make people want to go back to the show. I will go back next year and so-called defend my title, but I would go back. There wasn't many competitors in my age group. As you got older, there's less competitors. It's 70-year-old. I think it was one. My group, that was 3. And then when you got into the 50s and the 40s and all of that, then it was more, 7, 8 guys in each group. Yeah, but it's not many of us there. But come September 14th, I'll be in San Antonio. And San Antonio will be a really interesting show because it is the last qualifier for the Olympians. So they'll have all of the classes there for Olympians. So that'd be kind of cool to be a part of that event. It won't affect me any besides being around a bunch of kids who you see trying to go to the Olympia, which would be really cool, and watch them give their last effort. I recall back in 2016 when I turned pro, that was my pro debut show, which is the Garner show there. And so Tim Garner is his name, and that's in San Antonio. And so that was my pro debut show, and I got second to Robert Townsend. But this is kind of a cool show to go back to say I was here when it first started. Classic Physique. Classic Physique was the first round, right? And so that was kind of cool. But of course, things have changed so much now. The guys got more size, more weight, more height. Everything changes. I mean, it used to be my height, anywhere from 6 foot to 5'11". You have to be 205. Now it's 239. So you know what I mean. So that's a lot of size and muscle that these guys have put on since then. But as far as the overall and going back after 5 years, I felt as though the meal plan that I put together for myself, I didn't have a coach. I never have had a coach, but everything turned out perfectly. It's just consistency. And you and I preach this all the time. As long as you stay consistent, your change will come. But I think people want things to go right now. Yeah. And when they want things to happen right now, they get impatient, and then they want to start, doing too much, or just get burned out and don't do anything else. It just takes time, man. Yeah,
that's what they don't realize. It takes a lot of time, man. You gotta have that sport. This sport, you gotta have patience, man.
Yeah, it's just time, and especially at my age, this is one thing that I'm a little bit more advanced than most because I've always trained forever and I competed forever. So I was able to build some muscle tissue that stays even with my age. I had a couple of guys go, man, how are you holding your muscle tissue? How are you holding muscle? So because I've done it so long. So a couple of guys was back there, this was just their 5th year competing. So that means they started in their late 50s. But right. So you could only put on so much muscle at that point. And so it was just kind of cool to notice that I was holding so much muscle over such a long time off. But I must say that during that time off, I still trained like I was getting ready for something. I never changed. That didn't change.
And that's the thing, man. When you look at you don't look like a 60-year-old or 60-year-old guy. Getting ready to compete, what I'm saying? And it's because you keep working out consistency. That's what we preach it all the time. And we didn't talk about that last week. I've been talking about that on some of my workouts and stuff as well.
Right.
But man, I'm just so proud of you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
And you look good too, man. And I was like, man, look at my boy up there, man. When I saw the photos just from the pre-judging, I was like, damn, I look pretty good, because when I was looking, when you're on stage yourself, you're looking at yourself. I mean, you always have this person in your ear, meaning that's alter ego person saying, you're ready. And then you have this one who's afraid going, I don't know, man, you need to give a little bit more. But I just told this one to shut up. Like, leave me alone. I'm going to listen to this one over here. And when I saw the photos, I was like, okay, I didn't look so bad because the stage give you
the
Oh
true
yeah.
look. It's gonna give you your
You
true
ain't gonna
look.
fool. You won't
Yeah.
fool the stage. You
No,
won't
the
fool that. You
lights.
won't fool that lighting.
No, the
Yeah, I
lights
know
there,
that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the lights tell you who you are, and I felt good. So I feel really strong going into September 14th
Yeah.
because I only gave myself 3 days of just kind of munching. So I had on Saturday night. I could not eat. I wanted to eat. You know how you go, oh, I want to eat, I want to eat. But I couldn't. I had what did I have? I had some type of fish stuff, some crap, you know what I mean? Like I had no desire to have pizza. I didn't want any
Yeah.
burgers, I didn't want any of that stuff. And then I had 2 alcoholic beverages, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm really sleepy now.
Yeah. You just want to sleep at that
Yeah,
point.
I went to sleep, man. So
Yeah.
and so I what I did do wrong, and I'll share with you is that, and I won't do it next time, is that I I had drink like 16 ounces, so I didn't want to like bloat myself of water, right? But then when I threw in those 2 drinks, and I think they was the whatever the those whatever the plastic cups are when they give them to you in a bar, but I think that's probably like 12 ounces or something like that. So I had 24 ounces on top of that six, and I felt like my stomach was because it was I had so many fluids in me. So when I laid down, I felt like my fluids wanted to like come up. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I had to sit up until I took like
that's right here. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
I had to fight until I peed like 3 or 4 times, I think it was. Then I felt like, oh, okay, now this pressure's gone from my tummy, right? And then at that point I got hungry, but it was already midnight. I go, that's okay, I'll wait to eat. And then the next morning I got up, I had 4 pancakes, 2 whole eggs, a cup of egg whites, and I still stayed basic. I don't know why. It was in my mentality to stay basic.
Mindset at that point. Plus your body, plus your stomach is not going to be able to.
No,
your eyes don't tell you, oh, I can do that. But man, because we've been through it so many times, your eyes will say, hey, oh, I want that. But your stomach say, like, nah, man, you ain't been eating that stuff.
No.
You don't have to slow your roll a little bit.
And I since this time, and I was going to give myself the whole week to just kind of munch on different things. Mm-hmm. And I had a burger and fries, and I felt like I was like I've eaten 5 burgers and 1 fry. You know what I mean? It was like, and I was like, I am not liking this at all. So I've been back on my chicken and my lettuce and my and my normal meal plan, and just trying to stay where I can still doing my hour cardio in the mornings. I'm going to pick it up a notch back to what I was doing for the show. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm back on board. Today was my first day of doing cardio since the show. So start burning a little bit because you start to retain water and you start to get that tightness in your hands and stuff. And that's because of all of the sodium and shit that you're taking in and you're not flushing it off. Right. So I got my water intake back high and I'm doing my cardio again. And, I felt pretty good. I always put it on YouTube. And I'll watch some show or something like that, or some bodybuilding stuff, or someone who's talking, giving information.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, your whole hour has passed by.
I know. I do that every day. Yeah. That's every day for me. I like it every day. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Watch something. But other than that, man, I feel great. Thanks for asking. And I'm very happy with my outcome. Once again, I'm very happy with the fact that my meal plan and stuff that I put together was on point. I've learned some things since last time I completed, you know what I mean? Like how my body responds to different things.
Right.
And I was able to implement that. And I will share to people out there who are listening, because we are talking meals, is that I ate whatever I want that was in a ratio of all good food, meaning that I would have my toast with my eggs. I would have, my protein pancakes that I would make myself. I would have my syrup that I'll water down with the Walton syrup, sugar-free and non-sugar-free syrup. I put those together. I was big on wraps, putting my fish and my chicken and all that stuff. So I made all of my foods attractive. Popcorn, I would eat popcorn before my workouts because it's the most fastest absorbing plus sodium and carbohydrates. So you're going to get that really good pump.
Yeah, exactly.
I got that. And I started taking the pre-workout that I normally would never do. And I honestly say that I will now be a person who said, yeah, take a pre-workout, because it gave me that energy. And I can't say focus because when I go in the gym, I'm focused anyway. So I can't say that side of it, but I did feel the pump from it. Like I was like, man, I feel really good, right? Just from my pump. And because I was unsure about it, a couple of days I wouldn't take it just to see if I noticed a difference, and you definitely notice a difference. So a good pre-workout is always good for you, and just make sure you eat what you want to eat, but just make sure it's clean, and that way your body's going to respond as intended, and you're better to lose the weight. It's just consistency and making sure you're doing your cardio, drinking your water, and eating and resting. Nothing else doesn't matter. You just gotta do it.
You've heard it from a champion. Champion, IFBB pro. I want y'all. Some of y'all be out there saying y'all pros don't ever compete in pros. My guy right here, just competed in pros and won. Just want to let y'all know. So we're gonna kind of turn it around now, Robert, and get his little spiel and everything about how everything goes. Now we want to talk about triggers. You know, this is general, man. Rob, so what are some of the things that trigger you?
Okay. Do you want to hear things that trigger me, that piss me off, or trigger me trigger me to go do something? Well, I'm gonna give you bad first.
Trigger you that piss you off. So what makes Robert mad? What makes Robert angry?
So no, not angry, but pisses me off.
Okay, pisses
makes me okay. I'm a little bit anger making me think I'm getting ready to whoop your ass or something. But I can be just pissed off at you and still love you at the same time. So things that piss me off is this. Say you and I was I don't know, just say you and I was doing some stuff around the house, and you go, hey Robert, man, make sure that you take care of the screws that I left on the counter, and then those are going to go over into that little box on that side. And I go, okay, bro, I got it. Right? A couple of minutes later, or even during that same conversation, you go, so you know about the screws and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, man.
Oh, dude,
I fucking told you I fucking got it. So don't ask me this shit over again.
No,
right? So, yeah. That's that kind of thing. When someone is asking me to do something and don't even go see if I done it, and they want to remind me about it again, that will trigger me, and I'm like pissed off, and I don't want to talk to you for a minute, and I'm going to walk away. So, but that's one of the things that gets under my skin. What about you?
Hey, I'm gonna piggyback on that one. I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna put a little story behind it.
Okay.
That's bad. People know me, so I'm the kind of person, Robert, that if you tell me to do something like that, I'm gonna do that shit first. Because you know why? I don't want Robert come back 10 minutes later saying, "Hey, did you get that done?"
Yeah.
When I was working in the prison system in Southern California, man, we had a supervisor, man, and she would sit down with a couple of inmates, and she would watch TV all night. And we had 2 day rooms. So in 1 day room, she'd have 1 or 2 wards with her, and we're watching the rest of the inmates, man, doing all the work and everything, right? Every day she would come back, man, ain't did shit. Hey, did you get this done? Did you get this done? Did you get this done? And I was lead staff. So what I started doing was telling the staff, man, I know, look, we're going to do all her shit. All the stuff that she wants us to do, we're going to do that first.
Right.
And she will still come back behind us, man. One day, Rob, she came behind us. Wasn't that day with me. Called a meeting. I let her know. I said, look, let me tell you something. I've been writing every day. You've been sitting in them day rooms with them inmates. You don't do shit.
Right.
And I let her know, man. I said, hey, I do everything. I have the staff do everything, and myself do everything you want us to do. And we do it every day, and we do it first. But yet you still come behind us and you ask every day, was it done? Was it done? And then she started crying. She said, the reason why I do it is because all you guys got degrees and going to promote. And I felt inferior to you guys. Man.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying, man? Now, when you said that, boy, that sure triggered me, because everybody know me. I'm like, I'm getting stuff done first, because that is like one of my major ones. I hate that too. Yeah. Some of mine, man, are gym related too, because when I go in the gym, man, I just don't like when people, are still. And I use my camera. We talked about this too, but they're just sitting there, man, and I want to use a machine. And I'll ask them, I'll go up and ask them, how are you gonna be here for a while, whatever. They said, no, I got 3 or 4 more sets, but they ain't did shit.
Right.
I'm like, man, and then you sitting there. I don't have a problem if you're on your phone resting in between sets. That's cool. I ain't tripping. or you
Right.
change your music. But if you just sitting on the machine, you know, just sitting there like this and looking at your phone, that irritates me, man. And that is one thing that it triggers me to where I almost go back into the old Mike. You know, when we were younger in the gym and we were kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
People be saying, they be looking at me, the people that know me are like, oh man, this dude about that.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'll and the thing is, I'll go do other stuff. I ain't tripping. I got other stuff I can do. But when I come back and you're just still sitting there,
Yeah.
it's a trigger for me, man.
Yeah, it
So,
sucks.
what about you? Anything else?
I wish people who are on here would jump on and share. My whole goal with coming up with this topic is to see if people will sit and start talking about things that they triggered, and we can kind of go on it. But
Yeah.
I guess if I have to keep going with it, one other thing that really triggers me is traffic. But see, I allow traffic to trigger me, and the reason why it's a reason why is that I'm either in a big ass Hummer or I'm in a Corvette. So I'm like, I'm ready to. When I'm in my Corvette, I'm like ready to go.
Right.
But for some reason, when I get in that car, it says go fast. It's okay to go fast.
Yeah.
And so when people just kind of cruising along, are you looking down at their phone, and you pass them, and I don't have road rage. Like I'm not like in their way, but I'm that's in my head. I'm going, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you do? So you kind of talk to yourself, and I always have this thing. Is that I always try, when I do something stupid, I'll turn and I'll try. You know how people know they screwed up, they don't want you to look over, they just look straight. I just keep looking at them until I just hope that they look at me, just so I can get the appreciation that at least they know that I'm pissed off.
I know.
But yeah, so little stuff like that. But I guess the biggest thing about triggers though, it's like when you look at it on more of a non-aggressive level, is how do you deal with it? Once you notice the trigger is there, how do you cut it off? And I think that's the most important thing, and that's why I wanted people to come on here, because my whole objective was to say, okay, so how do you deal with this now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't know how to trigger it, and we both talk about law enforcement. With my time there too, I knew that I had to turn the switch off when I left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was so many things that triggered you inside of the jail. That's for damn sure, right? And so many things triggered you outside of it. So I learning how to cut that switch off.
How to cope with it. Yeah.
Because I share with you guys out there who are listening is that we all have little things that kind of take us left, take us right, but we also got to understand that short decision making sometimes can put your ass way in the wrong lane you didn't want to be on.
Right.
I always tell people I can go 0 to 50. Or I can go 0 to jail, depending on the situation. You know what I mean? So if you piss me off too much, I can easily go 0 to stupid real fast, and I'm in jail. Or I can go 0 to 50 and kind of catch myself halfway and kind of go, "You're not worth it," and you just kind of turn and walk away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
So just learning to when you have those triggers, because we all have them, that you have to learn how to adjust to them. Now, I would say people at home, husband and wife team, girlfriend, boyfriend team, whatever level you're on in your household, that learning to utilize what I just talked about is probably one of the most important times you need to learn how to turn the triggers, because that's when your closest friend becomes your enemy, or it could happen real fast, and then you kind of go, oh shit, I wish I wouldn't have said that or done that. And those are times you got to really take those triggers and go, okay, that just triggered me, but let's talk it out. You just pissed me off by saying that instead of just jumping right into anger mode. So, yeah. So
and believe it or not, man, I before COVID hit, I was going into juvenile probation schools and stuff like that, and we had a 13-week course. And part of it was how these young men and women needed to cope, because they have triggers, how to cope with them. And, meditation. And everyone said, well, I can't close my eyes. I said, meditation is in different forms. I had to learn myself, that, when I got triggered or get triggered, I take a deep breath. I always take a step back.
Yeah.
I always take a step back, and because what you said is the key. That's what we tell them. You're 1 second away from either getting killed, killing somebody, or doing something wrong, or making the right decision. It's all about decisions. And if you step back, because as I said, most of you guys are in here because the decisions you made, because something triggered you and you just went boom right into it. You didn't think about it. And they said, yeah, you're right. I said, if you thought about it, took a second, and that's something that we went over, man. And I was learning, right along with them, man.
Absolutely.
And to this day, my kids know, people that's close to me know when they, when if it's a trigger that hits me, man, I take my deep breath and I take a step back, man, and I gather my thoughts, because sometimes the things that you may say to someone that's close to you can be damaging.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's how I deal with it. And like I tell people, meditation can be anything, man. It could be listen to your music. You say, hey, let me go listen. I step away, go listen to some music, come back and have a conversation. But sometimes being hasty when you're triggered is not a good thing. So I just wanted to add that to it.
Hey, Cindy, I agree with you, Cindy. I think a lot of people do prayer and yoga and putting it into their workouts, because that is one of those times where I actually call it stress relieving.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a chance to stress relieve. But on the prayer side, and it's one of those things when the trigger is hit, it's like, that's awesome that you can think of prayers. I can appreciate that. I cannot think of prayers right at the time someone triggered me, but I will definitely, I've learned to consider the source, and whether that person is trying to trigger me or not, and trying to get up under my skin for me to respond, and or if I find that it's someone who I am close with and they have done something that irritated me, I share with them right away that, what you just said or what you just did kind of got under my skin a little bit, and I need to share this with you and tell you why it has happened. And that way there won't be that constant quietness in the house or in the relationship or in the car or wherever you may be. That way you can kind of just get that point across. And I have always shared, and this is through my life coaching experiences, is that when you use exactly what I just said, which is sharing, if Michael would piss me off right now, I go, Mike, I want to share something with you, man. And then that takes away the punch, because if I go, what the hell, what the fuck, man, why are you saying that to me? Like, oh, okay, well, that ain't going to help us talk right now.
Because I'm already,
now your feathers are up on your head. But the bottom line is that I feel as though sharing with whomever has pissed you off is probably the best way to start your conversation off. And that way it takes the punch away. If I'm mad at someone, they go, Robert, I want to share something with you, then I can put down my guard a little bit, and I'll listen. And I will try, once again, I will try to be 100% in the conversation. And then you kind of go from there. But, it's one of those things that we talked about patience in the beginning, about training and all that stuff. This is where patience come in big time. Learning your own personal triggers, learning the things that really affect you, that cause you to be abnormal, or your alter ego come out. And you become someone who you're really not for maybe 10 seconds. And then you go, shit, I fucked up.
I'm like trying to stuff it back.
So stuff like that. It's really important that, find some word that'll help take away your anger to the person who you want to go, you pissed me off.
And like you said, man, that's what I do as well. I've had some conversations lately with some people, man, and I'm like, just tell them, hey, you know what? I'm not going to hold it in or anything or nothing anymore. We're going to talk about it. Hey, you know what? And then we're going to move on from it. We both learn from it. Let's learn. We'll both learn from it, and we'll move on. Where, I would say maybe 15, 20 years ago, how that was, like you had that alter ego. You always try to push that person back in, because that is that side that you don't want people to
Can you hear me?
Here.
You disappeared.
Can you hear me now? I'm good
Yeah,
now. You
you
okay?
disappeared, bro. Can't hear
Okay.
you at all.
Oh, right now. Oh, can you not at all, Nana? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to
I don't
my
know.
partner there, but he lost sound, people.
Oh,
And
I don't know what
we got to
happened.
figure something out here.
All right,
But
well,
basically, what we're sharing with you guys right now is just we just want to make sure that we reach out to you guys in all different ways besides just sports and physical fitness and stuff like that. We do have backgrounds from law enforcement to we both have that background. I've been blessed to have my life coaching for a while now, and I try to utilize it as much as possible with myself and with my clients who do come talk to me and want to know different things. Because as a coach, we have a tendency to become a life coach. We become a confident, someone that our people can talk to, and that's our main thing. And we have put together. Mike and I have put together a lot of time together and discuss things, not even right here, but
Right.
offline, so that we can sit here and share things with you guys and come at you with knowledge, not just gossiping and unsure, but we try to talk about our own experiences. And for those of you who don't know, Mike and I met right here on this site, and we put it together. And we put this together so that we could share the things we talked about from just meeting each other on Instagram. Believe it or not, we were, it's kind of like people do online dating.
Yep. Exactly.
Mike. There you go, Mike. I hear you. So Mike is back, but yeah, man, we you're gone, Mike. You're gone again, Mike.
Yeah,
But
I got it. It's something else.
if you guys can hear me, you're back, Mike.
Yeah, I
You're
don't know
back.
what
Can
it
you talk
is.
to me?
Yeah. So, hey, like
Hey,
I said,
I'm gonna tell you guys what it is. I'm gonna tell you guys what it is. His trigger was hit somehow, so he got pissed off and he turned it.
Hey, Robert, I want to share
Yeah.
something with you.
Okay, go ahead. I'm all ears
I
now.
want to share. I don't know what it was. That's what.
Yeah. Okay. Probably a loose wire, not in your card, but in your head.
Yeah, probably. Hey, I'm 65. Like I said, I'm 65 on Medicare. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'll have to bear with an old brother.
Yeah,
But anyway,
man.
Yeah. We might as well. I know you. I was listening to you, so I could hear you. Everything you said. So everything you said was right on the spot, man. Right on point. So I mean, we probably can just go ahead and cut this, man. And if you want to, right now.
Yeah. So, long story short, people, just go ahead and please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. We're always open to ideas of topics that you guys want to talk about. But only thing I would ask that you take away with this whole trigger thing is just make sure you find a way to deal with it when the trigger happens, so it doesn't affect the people that you love. And of course, we're all going to have spats. We're all going to have the little things that happen outside of here, as far as in driving or whatever the case may be. But just don't be stupid, because quick decisions sometimes cause big problems. So just be smart, understand what's important to you, tell a person next to you that you love them. Don't play games and be all upset because someone touched your little feelings and you got all pissed off about it. And as Cindy just stated, if you are stressed out about a household, go to the gym and work out and come back and talk to your partner and get it all straightened out.
Exactly.
That's all that matters. And Rich, if you're still there, Rich, I want to tell you that I love you, man. And I really hope I get a chance to see you again. Rich Former, that guy you see right there, this guy was probably one of the best dudes I met in San Diego.
Awesome.
Yeah, like a true friend. I call him a true friend. But
very
so here we are. Yeah, here we are. Right. So people, you guys go watch the rest of the game. It's going to be football Sundays from here out, I think. And we'll figure something out, but we'll be here and we'll make them short and sweet so you guys can go back and watch your games, but we're not going to let you get down and not be here. Just FYI, next Wednesday, we got a special guest that's going to be coming on next Wednesday. Mike, you want to tell them a little bit about him and then we'll call it.
Oh, yeah. We have a young man named Michael Wright, aka Right to Be Fit. He has a journeyman that he went on. He's a bariatric patient. He was over close to 500 pounds, man. and he went through the surgeries. He's going to share his experience, and he's a fanatic in working out. And through all of that, man, he's been able to work out, and now he's doing a podcast with CT Fletcher. So a lot of things have happened for him in a positive way, but he wants to share his story because I think, we can share our stories, but sometimes people that have lost weight and stuff like that need to share their stories so other people can see, hey, is this something I want to do? Is this something I want to go through, or I'll go through it another way? And he'll tell you, he's straight honest, man, on how some of the things that he wish he would have did before, so he wouldn't have to do all of that. It'll be interesting, man. It'll be real interesting.
Awesome. That is going to be 7 p.m. Pacific. Okay, it's going to be 9. Going to be 9 Central.
And I'll put something up.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, you guys know where to find us. I'm the legend Robert Johnson. You got Big Darkness right here. Yes, and you've listened to us enough to know where we're at. Right, so go find us. But right here is where we're going to be on Sundays. So once again, please like, subscribe, comment, pass it on to your friends. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Doses.